Welcome to Michelle's Opinions. Today we're getting into part 2 of the book of Enoch. We're going to cover chapters 21 through 39. I hope you guys enjoy it.
Chapter 21. And I proceeded to where things were chaotic, and I saw there something horrible. I saw neither a heaven above, nor a firmly founded earth, but a place chaotic and horrible. And there I saw 7 stars of the heaven bound together in it, like great mountains and burning. Then I said, For what sin are they bound, and on what account have they been cast in hither? Then said Uriel, one of the holy angels, who was with me and was chief over them. And he said, Enoch, why dost thou ask? And why art thou eager for the truth? These are the number of stars of heaven which have transgressed the commandment of the Lord, and are bound here till 10,000 years. The time entailed by their sins are consummated. And from thence I went to another place, which was still more horrible than the former, and I saw a horrible thing. A great fire there which burnt and blazed, and the place was cleft as far as the abyss, being full of great descending columns of fire. Neither its extent or magnitude could I see, nor could I conjure. Then I said, How fearful is the place, and how terrible to look upon! Then Uriel answered me, one of the holy angels who was with me, and said unto me, Enoch, why hast thou such fear and affright? And I answered, Because of this fearful place, and because of the spectacle of the pain. And he said unto me, This place is the prison of the angels, and here they will be imprisoned forever. Chapter 22. And thence I went to another place, and he showed me in the west another great and high mountain of hard rock. And there were 4 hollow places in it, deep and very smooth. 3 of them were dark, and 1 bright. And there was a fountain of water in its midst. And I said, How smooth are these hollow places, and deep and dark to view? Then Raphael answered, one of the holy angels who was with me, and said unto me, These hollow places have been created for this very purpose, that the spirits of the souls of the dead shall assemble therein, yea, that all the souls of the children of men should assemble here. And these places have been made to receive them till the day of their judgment, and till their appointed period, till the great judgment comes upon them. I saw the spirit of a dead man making suit, and his voice went forth to heaven and made suit. And I asked Raphael, the angel who was with me, and I said unto him, This spirit which maketh suit, whose is it? Whose voice goeth forth and makes suit to heaven? And he answered me, saying, This is the spirit which went forth from Abel, whom his brother Cain slew. And he made his suit against him till his seed is destroyed from the face of the earth, and his seed is annihilated from amongst the seed of men. Then I asked regarding all the hollow places, Why is one separated from the other? And he answered me, saying, These 3 have been made that the spirits of the dead might be separated. And this division has been made for the spirit of the righteous, in which there is the bright spring of water. And this has been made for sinners, when they die and are buried in the earth, and judgment has not been executed upon them in their lifetime. Here the spirit shall be set apart in all this great pain, till the great day of judgment, scourgings, and torments of the accused forever, so that there may be retribution for their spirit. There he shall bind them forever. And this division has been made for the spirits of those who make their suit, who make disclosures concerning their destruction, when they were slain in the days of the sinners. And this has been made for the spirit of men, who shall not be righteous, but sinners, who are godless, and of the lawless they shall be companions. But their spirits shall not be punished in the day of judgment, nor shall they be raised from thence. Then I blessed the Lord of glory, and said, Blessed art thou, Lord of righteous, who rules over the world. Chapter 23. From thence I went to another place, to the west of the ends of the earth. And I saw a burning fire which ran without resting, and paused not from its course day or night, but ran regularly. And I asked, saying, Which is this which rests not? Then Raguel, one of the holy angels who was with me, answered, This course of fire which thou hast seen is the fire in the west, which persecutes all the luminaries of heaven. Chapter 24. And from thence I went to another place of the earth, and he showed me a mountain range of fire which burnt day and night. And I went beyond it and saw 7 magnificent mountains, all differing each from the other. And the stones thereof were magnificent and beautiful, magnificent as a whole, of glorious appearance and fair exterior, 3 towards the east, 1 founded on the other, and 3 towards the south, 1 upon the other, and deep rough ravines, no one of which joined with the other. And the 7th mountain was in the midst of these, and it excelled them in height, resembling the seat of a throne, and the fragrant trees encircled the throne. And amongst them was a tree such as I had never yet smelt, neither was any amongst them, nor were others like it. It had a fragrance beyond all fragrance, and its leaves and blooms and wood wither not forever, and its fruit resembles the dates of a palm. Then I said, How beautiful is this tree, and fragrant, and its leaves are fair, and its blooms very delightful in appearance. Then answered Michael, one of the holy and honored angels who was with me, and was their leader. Chapter 25. And he said unto me, Enoch, why dost thou ask me regarding the fragrance of this tree, and why dost thou wish to learn the truth? Then I answered him, saying, I wish to know about everything, but especially about this tree. And he answered, saying, This high mountain, whose summit is like the throne of God, is his throne, where the Holy Great One, the Lord of glory, the eternal King, will sit when he shall come down to visit the earth with goodness. And as for this fragrant tree, no mortal is permitted to touch it till the great judgment, when he shall take vengeance on all and bring everything to its consummation forever. It shall then be given to the righteous and holy. Its fruit shall be food to the elect. It shall be transplanted to the holy place, to the temple of the Lord, the eternal King. Then shall they rejoice with joy and be glad, and into the holy place shall they enter. And its fragrance shall be in their bones, and they shall live a long life on earth, such as their fathers lived. And in their days shall no sorrow or plague or torment or calamity touch them. Then blessed I the glory of God, the eternal King, who hath prepared such things for the righteous, and hath created them, and promised to give them. Chapter 26. And I went from thence to the middle of the earth, and I saw a blessed place in which there were trees with branches abiding and blooming of a dismembered tree. And there I saw a holy mountain, and underneath the mountain to the east there was a stream, and it flowed towards the south. And I saw towards the east another mountain higher than this, and between them a deep and narrow ravine. In it also ran a stream underneath the mountains. And to the west thereof there was another mountain, lower than the former, and of small elevation, and a ravine, deep and dry between them. And another deep and dry ravine was at the extremities of the 3 mountains. And all the ravines were deep and narrow, being formed of hard rock, and trees were not planted upon them. And I marveled at the rocks, and I marveled at the ravine. I marveled very much. Chapter 27. Then I said, For what object is this blessed land, which is entirely filled with trees, and this accursed valley in between? Then Uriel, one of the holy angels who was with me, answered and said, This accursed valley is for those who are accursed forever. Here shall all the accursed be gathered together who utter with their lips against the Lord unseemly words, and of his glory speak hard things. Here shall they be gathered together, and here shall be the place of their habitation. In the last times, in the day of the true judgment, in the presence of the righteous forever, here shall the godly bless the Lord of glory, of the eternal kin. In the days of judgment over the former, they shall bless him for the mercy in accordance with which he has assigned them their lot. Then I blessed the Lord of glory, and set forth his glory, and lauded him gloriously. Chapter 28. And thence I went towards the east, into the midst of the mountain range of the desert. And I saw a wilderness, and it was solitary, full of trees and plants, and water gushed forth from above. Rushing like a copious watercourse, which flowed toward the northwest, it caused clouds and dew to ascend on every side. Chapter 29. And thence I went to another place in the desert, and approached to the east of the mountain range. And there I saw aromatic trees exhaling the fragrance of frankincense and myrrh, and the trees were also similar to the almond tree. Chapter 30. And beyond these I went afar to the east, and I saw another place, a valley full of water. And therein was a tree, the color of fragrant trees such as the mastic. And on the sides of those valleys I saw fragrant cinnamon, and beyond these I proceeded to the east. Chapter 31. And I saw other mountains, and amongst them were groves of trees, and there flowed forth from them nectar. And beyond these mountains I saw other mountains, to the east of the ends of the earth, whereon there were aloe trees, and the trees were full, being like almond trees, and when one burnt it, it smelled sweeter than any fragrant odor. Chapter 32. To the northeast I beheld 7 mountains full of choice nard and mastic and cinnamon and pepper. And thence I went over the summits of all these mountains, far towards the east of the earth, and passed above the sea, and went far from it, and passed over the angel Zotiel. And I came to the garden of righteousness, and from afar off trees more numerous than those trees, and great 2 trees there, very great, beautiful, glorious, magnificent, and the tree of knowledge, whose holy fruit they eat, and knew great wisdom. That tree is in height like the fir, and its leaves are like those of the carob tree, and its fruit is like the clusters of the vine, very beautiful, and the fragrance of the tree penetrates afar. Then I said, how beautiful is the tree, and how attractive is its look. Then Raphael, the holy angel who was with me, answered and said, this is the tree of wisdom, of which thy father old in years, and thy aged mother, who were there before thee, have eaten. And they learnt wisdom, and their eyes were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they were driven out of the garden. Chapter 33. And from thence I went to the ends of the earth, and saw there great beasts, and each one differed from the other. And I saw birds, also differing in appearance, and beauty, and voice, the one differing from the other. And to the east of those beasts I saw the ends of the earth, whereon the heaven rests, and the portals of heaven open. And I saw how the stars of heaven come forth, and I counted the portals out of which they proceed, and wrote down all their outlets, of each individual star by itself, according to their number and their name, and their courses and their positions, and their times and their months, as Uriel, the holy angel who was with me, showed me. He showed all things to me, and wrote them down for me. Also their names he wrote for me, and their laws and their companies. Chapter 34. And from thence I went towards the north to the ends of the earth, and there I saw a great and glorious device at the ends of the whole earth. And here I saw 3 portals of heaven open in the heaven. Through each of them proceed north winds. When they blow there, it is cold, hail, frost, snow, dew, and rain. And out of one portal they blow for good. But when they blow through the other 2 portals, it is with violence and affliction on the earth, and they blow with violence. Chapter 35. And from thence I went towards the west, to the ends of the earth, and saw there 3 portals of the heaven, open such as I had seen in the east, the same number of portals, and the same number of outlets. Chapter 36. And from thence I went to the south, to the ends of the earth, and there saw 3 open portals of heaven, and thence there came dew, rain, and wind. And from thence I went to the east, to the ends of the heaven, and saw here the 3 eastern portals of heaven open, and small portals above them. Through each of these small portals passed the stars of heaven, and run their course to the west on the path which is shown to them. And as often as I saw, blessed always the glory of the Lord, and I continue to bless the Lord of glory, who has wrought great and glorious wonders, to show the greatness of his work through the angels, and to spirits and to men, that he might praise his work and all his creation, that they might see the work of his might, and praise the great work of his hands, and bless him forever. Chapter 37. The second vision which he saw, the vision of wisdom, which Enoch, the son of Jared, the son of Mahalalel, the son of Canaan, the son of Enos, the son of Seth, the son of Adam, saw. And this is the beginning of the words of wisdom, which I lifted up my voice to speak, and say to those which dwell on earth, Hear, ye men of old, and see, ye that come after, the words of the Holy One, which I will speak before the Lord of spirits. It were better to declare them only to the men of old time, but even from those that come after we will not withhold the beginning of wisdom. Till the present day such wisdom has never been given by the Lord of spirits as I have received according to my insight, according to the good pleasure of the Lord of spirits, by whom the lot of eternal life has been given to me. Now 3 parables were imparted to me, and I lifted up my voice and recounted them to those that dwell on earth. Chapter 38. The first parable. When the congregation of the righteous shall appear, and sinners shall be judged for their sins, and shall be driven from the face of the earth, and when the righteous one shall appear before the eyes of the righteous, whose elect works hang on the Lord of spirits, and light shall appear to the righteous, and the elect who dwell on earth. Where then will be the dwelling of the sinners, and where the resting place of those who have denied the Lord of spirits? It has been good for them if they had not been born. When the secrets of the righteous shall be revealed, and the sinners judged, and the godless driven from the presence of the righteous and elect, from that time those that possess the earth shall no longer be powerful and exalted, and they shall not be able to behold the face of the holy. For the Lord of spirits has caused his light to appear on the face of the holy, righteous, and elect. Then shall the kings and the mighty perish, and be given into the hands of the righteous and holy. And thenceforward none shall seek for themselves mercy from the Lord of spirits, for their life is at an end. Chapter 39. And it shall come to pass in those days that elect and holy children will descend from the high heaven, and their seed will become one with the children of men. And in those days Enoch received books of zeal and wrath, and books of disquiet and expulsion. And mercy shall not be accorded to them, saith the Lord of spirits. And in those days a whirlwind carried me off from the earth, and set me down at the end of the heavens. And there I saw another vision, the dwelling places of the holy, and the resting place of the righteous. Here mine eyes saw their dwellings with his holy righteous angels, and their resting place with the holy. And they petitioned and interceded, and prayed for the children of men, and righteousness flowed before them as water, and mercy like dew upon the earth. Thus it is amongst them forever and ever. And in that place mine eyes saw the elect one of righteousness and of faith, and I saw his dwelling place under the wings of the Lord of spirits. And righteousness shall prevail in his days, and the righteous and elect shall be without number before him forever and ever. And all the righteous and elect before him shall be as fiery lights, and their mouths shall be full of blessing. And their lips extol the name of the Lord of spirits, and righteousness before him shall never fail, and uprightness shall never fail before him. There I wished to dwell, and my spirit longed for that dwelling place. And heretofore hath been my portion, for it had so been established concerning me before the Lord of spirits. In those days I prayed and extolled the name of the Lord of spirits with blessings and praises, because he hath destined me for blessing and glory according to the good pleasure of the Lord of spirits. For a long time my eyes regarded that place, and I blessed him and praised him, saying, Blessed is he, and may he be blessed from the beginning and forevermore. And before him there is no ceasing. He knows before the world was created what is forever, and what will be from generation to generation. Those who sleep not bless thee. They stand before thy glory and bless, praise, and extol, saying, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of spirits. He filleth the earth with spirits. And here my eyes saw all those who sleep not. They stand before him and bless, and say, Blessed be thou, and blessed be the name of the Lord forever and ever. And my face was changed, for I could no longer behold.
As we have just now finished up part 2, which was chapters 21 through 39, I hope you noticed that it was chock full of parables. So much information there. And as you can see, I've been studying and working on this for quite a while, and I'm hoping you get as much out of it as I do. It's just a treasure trove of information. Well, in part 1, we talked about how this was pre-religious times. And now, this time I want to talk about, although it was pre-religious times, they were well aware that there was a creator, that this place just didn't come out of nowhere and just appear. After all, he's stating in his own book that he walked amongst the holy angels who had fallen and took on flesh so that they could have children of their own. Food for thought on that one, guys. But just like an onion, there's so many layers to peel back. Take your time with these. Let it resonate. You may need to pause it and, let it sink in and stew and raise up your inner being, your inner standing. Because after all, you are the temple. And we've got temples on the side of our head. I mean, if we just use the language that we have, it becomes very obvious, hidden in plain sight. A lot of these Gnostic teachings, I don't know why they didn't allow certain books in the Bible, but a lot of them are very obvious. And if we look around, as we're doing today, we see these changes going on and all these anomalies, gifts being stirred up within people, changes happening everywhere. Even the description of what I would call, which is described in Revelation, the New Jerusalem coming out of heaven, sounds like the throne of God that was described here in this book. Just something to think about. And many people are capturing these sky anomalies. And just because they've captured them and then add filters to draw color out to get a clear image, it's art, no matter which way. And we should all lift each other up, because that's what it's about. Love thy neighbor as thyself. But of course, first and foremost is love God with all your heart, mind, body, and soul. And it doesn't matter if you call God Source, Creator, Gaia. It doesn't matter. Those are just labels. But this place screams intelligent design. The more you look at it, the more fantastic and fascinating and wonderful it is. Enjoy it. We're in school. We're being tested. And as we get tested, we move along. But it's also one big playground for us to have a good time and take care of. That's part of our responsibilities. Not to harm each other or one-up each other, but to love each other and take care of this place that we've been given. Look forward to part 3, coming soon. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified of new postings, premieres, and live shows. If you'd like to sponsor the channel, the links are below. I have both Patreon and PayPal. And thank you, channel supporters. Without your support to keep things going, I don't know where I would be. It's people like you and your generosity that helps the work improve and for us to be able to grow. Thank you.